And this is Thursday, August 12th, as you well know, day for the interviews. I have an awesome guest today, like always, but very special guest today. Okay, before we get into the chat that we're going to have, if you are listening to us live, would you, in the comment, just type in hashtag live, or if you're actually watching the replay, hashtag replay. And you know what? Tell us where you're from. All right. We love to know where you're from. As you know, I come to you every Thursday from Mexico. My guest today is from Canada. She will tell us where in Canada she's from. And so, that way it's just fun to know that we're so global these days. And I just love knowing where people are coming from. Also, if you want to make a comment, notice that you have a strip there with StreamYard. You have to click on that and give StreamYard the permission to use your name. Now, if you don't want to comment and you just want to react, then of course, thumbs up. But you know what? We love those hearts. So send us a lot of love. Okay. So usually I start my interview by telling you how and what my guests and I have in common. We are both KBB members. Now, you've heard me say KBB before. It means Knowledge Business Blueprint, a course that was created by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. And of course, now the next level of the KBB is called Program Next. So we're both members of the self-education revolution. You know, self-education is the new norm today. That was the slogan for the KBB. It was a movement when we started KBB. It's now a revolution. We have thousands and thousands of members in 60 whatnot countries with 4,000 plus niches. I mean, we have become a revolution. So let me, without anything more to say, I want to bring in my guest. Say hello, please, to Debbie Prediger. Debbie, I say good afternoon to you.
It is afternoon. Thank you so much for having me, Lucy.
Oh, it's a pleasure. First of all, tell us where in Canada you're coming from.
So I'm actually on the prairies. I'm in Alberta, Canada, and we're right up against the Saskatchewan border. So very, very close to the two different provinces, but Western Canada.
Okay. Now, you and I met online. I'm finding out that more and more of my friends are people that I've met online. And so it's really very rewarding. And we met during the Own Your Future 5-day challenge, or slightly after that, when the 5-day challenge was to promote the new KBB, which was the Program Next. Okay, now that's what it was called, Program Next. But the course itself was called the Digital Product System, and it included an 8-week walkthrough plus a ticket to the World Summit, which is happening right now as you and I speak. It started today, and tomorrow's full-fledged 3 days. And so anybody who bought into the program got that 8-week walkthrough and also the tickets to the wonderful World Summit that this is happening for the second year. So like-minded people, we wanted to collaborate, and we ended up helping support a group of 30 plus people. And so that's how we met. Do you have anything to add to that, Debbie, that maybe I'm just leaving?
No, that was a great overview, but basically the whole thing is like-minded people wanting to collaborate, wanted people to finish this course because so many people don't finish courses that they take. And so I got involved with Lucy, and it's been a wonderful experience.
Thank you for that. Now, your resume, I don't know a better word for it. Your resume reads like this long. You're a speaker on different stages. You're a moderator. You're a coach. You're a mom. You're a grandma. You're a course creator. You're a collaborator, which is, that's one of your strong points. So let's start with a little bit of your background. Where did you get started?
Yeah, you don't want to go into too long, but basically, I've always been that person that loved to grow. Mm-hmm. Now, I wouldn't have said I was a learner until I got to a certain level, and I realized that I was truly unstoppable as long as I was continuing to become and to learn.
Right.
So when I was in school, I wasn't a good learner. However, so I started in a little town. I've always been that person that's seen a need and then filled that need. At first it was volunteering. I've had many, many jobs offered to me. I started out as a nurse, and then ended up in owning computer stores, and then a photographer, a bookkeeper. You can see the pattern. I seen a need and I continued to grow. At one point I thought, what's wrong with me? I can't figure out one thing that fulfills me long enough. But now I look at that as such a gift that I was continually wanting to evolve. And guess what? I use every one of those skills today in what I do. So none of them were wasted.
I know. You know, we just kind of bloom when we leave school, don't we? It's amazing. You know, I know that one of the important roles that you play is being a moderator, and you happen to be one of the moderators for Own Your Future. Oh my God, that event brought in almost 1 million people. First of all, how'd you get there? And tell us what that was like.
Okay, so first of all, I was just as shocked as you are. I just got called from the people that are inside of KBB, which is now Project Next, and said, would you like to moderate for Own Your Future? And I was like, what? Are you serious? Like, why me? The message I'm going to say, why me, is you got to show up and play full out. Yeah. When you lead with your heart, and when you are really have integrity and really care about others, that shows, that shines through. And they seen that in me because I'd been there for 2.5 years already, just about 3 at that point, and I had no idea they were watching. Again, always show up with your best foot forward and be with integrity, and don't be wishy-washy. If you are who you are, stand up with pride and say, this is who I teach, this is who I support, this is why I do it. And I guess I got noticed. What kind of experience was it? My goodness. Number one, the team that runs the behind the scenes, doesn't matter if you're the camera person or the sound person or the person that grabs all these moderators and trains them, phenomenal. We don't call ourselves a team, we call ourselves a family. And that is the thing that Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins do so well, is they create families. We love each other so much and support each other that it doesn't matter what's happening, chaos behind the scenes, we are 100% on board to get it done with integrity and always pull together as a team. I love it. It's so fantastic. You're very close to 1 million people. We're online with us moderating and answering questions and helping them in the chat, and then getting them into Project Next because they all wanted to buy the program. So that was a lot of people that we were filtering through in a very short time. Amazing opportunity.
I know that happened on day 3, where Dean announced the great event of that challenge, which was the launching of the program Next. And I know because I was one of the, I had the pleasure and the honor of being chosen as one of the 200 affiliates to promote that program. I mean, that was a great honor for me. But I wasn't prepared when he made the announcement. I went, oh my God, I don't know if I've touched all my people, and of course the links came out, and everybody got so excited, and they got, so that was a learning in progress for me. That was something really unexpected, and so everything's a learning process for me, for sure.
Well, and it is for all of us, because even Dean's learning how these challenges work, what works best. So really it's like always being prepared, but at the same time being ready to pivot at any time. And Dean teaches that so well.
Absolutely. I had to pivot today. I upgraded to the elite for the summit and didn't realize that today with the pre-training was today. And I was checking my email today, and I saw it, and I'm going, oh my God, it's my fault, my bad. I didn't read. I didn't take responsibility. And then I had this interview. So I did some of that, and here I am pivoting, and I'm glad to be here with you too. So,
and I just have to say, Lucy, you pivot well.
Thank you.
It's one of the things that really stands out to me is whatever comes your way, you're able to handle it. And you then teach others how to do that. And you do it with grace, and you do it with confidence. And that, I think, is that educational background that comes in. You can command and take control of a situation, and you do it really well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. I really do appreciate that. So, you mentioned the word show up. For a lot of our listeners, I mean, and you said you showed up for 2 years. Could you kind of explain a little bit what that means, in terms of where you show up and how you show up and what you do?
Yeah. So it's not as much about where you show up at the beginning, but at the beginning of all of this journey is getting in touch with who you are at a soul level. What lights you up? Why do you do it? Who's your audience? What's your message? And then be so consistent with it that it doesn't matter if you're in your private group or you're speaking at a church function or you're doing something out, you're in a true alignment with who you are. That's what I mean about showing up.
Okay.
You can't show up until you know who you are.
Right.
When you show up in that level of confidence, then you get to show up in a marketing sense where people are helping you. You're learning along the way. How do I show up? How do I get on stages? How do I get invited on a podcast? How do I collaborate with somebody that I actually look up to in a big way? Now, for me, being the empowerment coach, I always feel like there's a little bit of magic in that. I think that we manifest, we bring on what we truly want. Mm-hmm. Dean and Tony talk about it all the time. Be intentional about your thoughts. We can't have intentional thoughts if we don't measure where we are and where we want to go. And when we do that and we figure out what their gap is, like, where am I really not aligned with what I say I want? If I say I want to stand up on stage, but I won't do a live in Facebook, probably there's something happening there and I need help. Right. So this is the reason that I'm an obsessed learner, is that I'm looking at where I still have a skill set to develop and where I have a gap. And then I'm getting a mentor. I'm getting somebody, I'm a coach, Dean's programs, all of the things to get me there. So when I say show up, it's like fully show up with who you are. You have a calling on your heart. You have a purpose. Once you learn it, then step out and do it. And when I say step out and lean in, I say do it scared, do it anyway, do it without being perfect. Stop comparing yourself to others. They're your inspiration. They're not to hold you down. If they're holding you down because you don't feel worthy of being on the same stage with them, you got some mindset things to do. Right. Clear those negative beliefs and then really step into who you were created to be.
Right. So I want to dig a little bit deeper here. As a moderator, you started just with the KBB family, and you just started reading, what was coming up, and actually answering people or giving them. Is that how you started as a?
No, I don't think so, Lucy. When I showed up in these groups that I was in, so KBB has groups themselves. Right. And then they have free groups that are for people that haven't paid to be in the program. Right. When I was in those groups, I was just showing up as who I am. So as an empowerment coach, the things that I was training my people on, if they were paying me, was the same little tidbits that I was going in and giving for advice inside of these other groups.
Okay, that's what I meant.
I was cheerleading on. I was answering questions, but never with the intent that I was looking for clients in there. I was just lifting up our community so that we could all go out and do great things.
Okay.
That's my mission.
Okay.
As an empowerment coach, I love to empower the individual. Right. But what really lights me up and gets my fire burning is helping out a whole community of what I call warriors.
Yeah.
There's some big things that need to be done in this world, just like Dean's doing, just like, all these other people are doing. And I want to be one. I want to connect with every other warrior that has that real big dream on their heart, and they need support. They need the skills, and they need to get on stages and in summits and all these other places in order to do it.
You know, and you know, let's go back to your statement. You don't know who is watching, because so many people get so upset that people don't respond to them. They put content out. And, you know, I did an interview with 𝐬𝐩𝐤𝐬𝐧𝐠 and I think about 2 months ago. And she asked me, she said, do you want to be a moderator? And I go, oh, I don't think I can do that. I said, you know, I don't know that I can bring enough value to people. And she says, well, they've been watching you. And I'm going, who's been watching me? It's like, oh, this is scary. So people, you know, be careful, because you're online and people are seeing you and they're watching you and they're resonating with you. And so just the fact that they're not responding all the time is, you know, it's not that important to them. Maybe they're afraid, maybe they don't have time, maybe, you know, whatever. So what would be your advice to people people we're serving as to what they should do with these groups that they're in?
Yeah. Well, first of all, show up in your own personal group, personal profile, all the groups you're in exactly the same way. Be consistent.
Okay.
Same message. People know you for what you speak about. If you say it enough times, people are like, oh, I heard about her in a different group, and then they're coming over. Right. So again, be consistent. That person like saying that you're worried because nobody's watching your videos or nobody's commenting, that's kind of a marketing technique. Yeah. Because little tricks that you can do that do help you understand who's watching, even if they're not commenting. Right. So as a photographer, there's a whole bunch of noise happening, Lucy. I'm not sure what was going on there.
You're very clear to me. I can't hear the noise.
Wrestling. So as a photographer, I would post photos and our ego can really start talking to us. Right. And if it wasn't getting likes on the photo, I would start going, oh, that photo must not have been very good. I should take it down. Yeah. But then I'd get somebody that bought that photo. So then I would be like, well, maybe it is good. But see how at that point, I didn't know who I was. I wasn't confident enough because I was still waiting for outside validation for everything. But I consistently continued to show up. Okay. Pretty soon people are stopping me on the street in my own town that had never once commented, never once even expressed an interest and said, keep doing what you're doing. We're watching you.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
Or, oh my goodness, I can't believe all the things you take photos of and how much power is in that story. Wow. That's what got me realizing it's not about who comments. It's about me showing up consistently every day with the same message. Now, if I would have had one message this week and another message this week, people would have just left. Yeah. So be consistent with your message and don't give up.
Right. So let me ask you, I don't know, maybe you don't want to answer this question, but that event where there was you were moderating almost 1 million, of course, not you, several moderators, you were all moderating almost 1 million people. What did that event do for you and your online business?
Well, I think what it did for me in general was give me the confidence to know what happens. Like when we get to see behind the scenes, and then you can sit back and watch as an observer, or you can just get in and do it scared. When you lean into it, you learn. Yeah. You learn what's possible. You learn technology. You learn how to be quick. We had, we have a microphone happening or a mic app. We have our phone Slack. You need 3 or 4 videos happening or monitors happening to do it well. Mm-hmm. There's a different level of moderators. There's people that are just going to sit back and they're going to watch from behind the scenes. And then there's people that are going to engage and help. But what that did is give me other opportunities because people seen me. So then I got to help in the help desk afterwards. I got to volunteer more inside of the communities and moderate there. Now with that, guys, there's rules. There's all sorts of rules that you have to abide by. So with everything, there's a give and take. Right. Now I can't go inside of those groups and say, Debbie Prediger does such and such, because that's a promotion. So now I'm a moderator, a volunteer moderator. Please understand that at this point, that it's me helping out the community and I'm hoping will give me more opportunities down the road to work as one of Dean and Tony's coaches. Let's be honest. There's a reason I'm doing this.
Absolutely. You know, Tony talks about proximity all the time. This is what we're talking about.
Exactly.
You know, it's the proximity. You're just going up in that ladder of people closer to Dean all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then personally, as a business, what it's done for me is given me the confidence that I can do that. So then I went on and produced a 3-day summit for the Lifehouse Project, which is all about eradicating human trafficking, domestic violence, and child abuse. Now, I had the confidence to know that no matter what happened, I could handle it behind the scenes, because I've done way bigger than that. So it gave me the confidence to really step into it and not just sit back and go, well, maybe next year I'll be good enough to do this. Right. So it really pushed me out into the world to stand up and say to some really big names, because it's not just the Lifehouse Project. I've put my hand up in many rings, and I've said to some really big names, I can be your person that does this.
Wow.
I can do this.
Yeah. You have to be very confident, have a lot of self-confidence. And that is obvious that you have it. You exude that self-confidence all the time. Well, okay. So I want to move down, you know, we go from being a speaker, you're a speaker on different stages. I do understand you're a moderator. You're also a coach. Now that's your business, right? And you're an empowerment coach. Can we talk about, did you always want to be a coach yeah, how did that happen?
No, I didn't know what a coach was, and I definitely didn't think I fell in that category. And I still have a little bit of a problem calling myself a coach, but I got to call myself something.
Yeah, right.
So what it actually started with, you guys, as you know, Lucy, I'm a retired nurse. Right. So I came from the world of healthcare and helping people through fixing them, right? You have something broken, something's not working, we fix it with a pill. Through that came my whole thing is like, pills didn't work for me. So I needed to figure out other alternatives, energy work, all that. So I got super interested in that. And essential oils and mindset became my thing. It became what I'm obsessed about, is helping you release negative emotions, helping you release stuck energy in your body, helping you get crystal clear who you are. You know, essential oils can help in many ways. But when I was selling essential oils and stuff, nobody cared, but I could see that it was over and over again. It was the mindset. Mm-hmm. So I had a session with a major coach, and he went through, what is it you do and whatever. He goes like, you're a coach, Debbie. You're a coach.
I know.
Essential oil is just the vehicle you use to get them to the thing that I would have got them to without the essential oil. I know. And that's when everything shifted in my life. So
that's impressive. I love that story, because I went through the Mary Morrissey program, and she, she's renowned to be teaching coaches, and I'm probably the only one that went through all her programs for my personal development. I was like, no, I don't want to be a coach. Don't give me those programs. I don't want to be a coach. But, I like the word facilitator for me. I like the word mentorship for me. It's just coaching. Of course, having taught a high school, for 35 years, coach, we knew who the coaches were. We were the teachers, and then there were the coaches. And we always kind of valued the coaches, because the students would really look up to them, because they didn't have to come up with homework every night. They didn't have to, that kind of stuff. And they could shine in something that they really loved, kind of thing. So, we had the additional, I guess, job of getting them to like our product. For me, it was foreign language. It happened to be Spanish. So I was in a good place as far as I was concerned, certainly in California. So who would be you describe what you do, but so that could almost be for anybody. Who is your target audience? I mean, we just can't help everybody and serve everybody. So.
Yeah. So it's actually evolved. So that's why I struggle right now with, so who is Debbie? So yeah, Debbie's still an empowerment coach, but my target audience is now other coaches. Right. Okay. So people have naturally come to me and say, Debbie, how is it you do what you do? And so I'm not looking at just any coach. I'm looking at that warrior,
Okay.
I'm looking at that person that truly is going to go change the world in some way. They have big dreams, big dreams, like the bigger the better. And we're going to do it together. So that collaborative mind, that world changer, that person that knows there's something bigger inside of them and is a little bit scared, but that's okay. They're going to do it anyway. They're ready to step out. Now, me as an empowerment coach, that's a little bit different. That's still me. And eventually I might not have time for this at all, but that's still me doing groups or one-on-one masterminds, coaches, energy healing, workshops, programs, helping out individuals. And that target audience is always women. It's always somebody that's maybe feels like they're lost, they're stuck in their life, they have been numbing down their emotions, they've been running away from their emotions. So everything I do is about your emotions. Your emotions are guiding you. They're helping you see what's working and not working in your life. I'm just helping them get really aware of what their emotions are telling them.
Right.
But in order to do that, we always start with, who are you? What do you want? And what's your passion? And when they come to me and they don't know it, you're my client, because I can teach you how to find your identity, who I can get all of that done. Now, at that point, they might say, this is perfect, we're done. Or I might have ignited a fire inside of them that says, holy cats, I knew there was more to what I do. And now I'm going to go with Debbie to the next level, until that warrior is ignited inside of them. And now is when I'm lifting them up on the stages with me.
So, okay, how does the program next? I mean, do you use that as one of your tools, so to speak? It is a course that you went through, and because obviously as an affiliate marketer, one of the things that I bridge the gap between the baby boomer, who actually I've even narrowed it down more to single women over 30 who are about to retire or who are retiring and who want to create a life for themselves that they want, because the next 30, 35 years are golden years, So I know that I'm a bridge between the program and them to get them started. So how do you use the
Well, I mean, many of the tools in our toolbox that we get are just phenomenal.
Yes, they are.
They are. So our clarity tool, our even the one with the success cycle, I think that's called. I mean, I use that all the time to help people get out of their own way. So first we have to discover who we are, which is your clarity tool and your 7 levels deep. And then the success cycle is what trips you up. Get out of your own way. Let's identify where you stumble into an old pattern or habit. But one of the biggest things that I find that KBB and now Project Next has done for me is it's the consistency of being around people in the same mindset that are speaking the same language I speak, right? It's really easy to get all of the outside things diluting your voice and diluting your mind. So it really keeps me centered to constantly be around the right people. So then again, the clarity, the confidence, the courage, everything steps up. And so when somebody comes to me, I have no doubt I have the tool in the toolbox to help them. It's just me deciding if they fit into, like, am I the best person to help them? Right. And through that, we also know that not everybody's your ideal client. So me meeting somebody like you or somebody like Eden, there's certain people that I would just pass off and say, like, you aren't my client, but you're Lucy's client. Go meet Lucy. So I'm constantly introducing other people inside my Empowering You community and lifting them up so that other people can find them. I don't believe in competition. I believe in collaboration.
Oh, I totally believe, it may be my age or maybe your age, but, competition has never been my thing, and collaboration has been. I mean, so I love the difference between those two words. Now, Deb, I know that you're a mom and I know that you're a grandma. So how many children do you have?
I only have 2. I have twin boys.
I only have 2, but that's enough. Twin boys. And you're a grandma. So how many grandchildren do you have?
At this point, I have 2.5. Just recently. So my oldest grandchild is only 1.5 years old. And so this balancing of life.
There, I was going to ask the next question.
It's been a challenge and a blessing. So the blessing is that you have to get super clear on what it is you want in order to create the life that you desire.
Right.
And that's all about alignment. So it's not only what I've gone through, but it's what I teach every one of my warriors, is that if something isn't working or you're procrastinating or you're fleeing from it, it's probably not aligning with your heart and soul. So if my true desire is to be able to spend as much time as possible being that beautiful grandmother, you know, that has energy and that's who I am, then I can't live on a computer 24 hours a day. And this is why I'm really interested in your program, is the laptop style program. Like, I love that you teach people that they can live anywhere and have this life.
Right.
That's what attracts me to your message.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it is a balancing act to get your, you know, for me, it's to get my exercise in and to eat properly and to be with friends. And at one point I found myself working at the beginning. I found myself working 10 to 12 hours and I'm going, no, this is not what I want. No. And I just thought that I had to work really hard. And then I thought, no, I have to work smarter, you know, and then I readjusted, I pivoted, whatever I did, I feel now that my life is a lot more balanced and I can't move on unless I have that balance. Really is so important for me. And it is for most everybody. So I just want to ask you, so I see that you balance everything out. Could you talk a little bit about your is this a new project, this Lifehouse project? Can you tell us, is this your next step for you? Is this the next 𝐬𝐩𝐞𝐚𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐠 step? You know?
Yeah, well, we'll see. So I was just recently hired on as Director of Strategic Plant Partnerships, which really helps me because you guys know that I know and hang around a lot of people that are warriors, a lot of people that are in this world to do good things. So it's really helped me with that. And just today, I actually got a different promotion. So we'll see. I'm not announcing that one yet. But what it is me being that connector. As you can see, what lights me up, and this is what Dean and Tony teach so well, is that stop doing it the hard way and doing what's literally there for you. We forget to look at our own competences, and it always comes from joy. Mm-hmm. If something lights you up and it feels easy for you, chances are that's what you should be teaching.
Absolutely.
So it's so natural for me to lift up others, to see the best in them, to hold up the mirror and to show them what's great about what they do, to help them dream bigger. That's just natural for me. So of course, that's become part of my signature program. And right. Through that, then I, again, step up, lean in, play full out, is I just have gotten in front of certain people. And when they seen that I could step in and help in situations just like that, I got offered positions. These positions are fully aligned with who I am at a soul level and my bigger picture, which is to gather up our world changers and our warriors and help them change the world.
That's wonderful. That's really beautifully said. I just want to read you a couple of comments. I don't know if you can see them. Francis Rudd says, "That's impressive. Oops, that's impressive. You are impressive, Debbie." And lots of love there. And Maria Elena, we both know Maria Elena. She says, "Congratulations, Debbie Prediger, on the new job position." So she's very happy for you. And somebody called the Facebook user, unless you say to StreamYard, you have my permission, you're called the Facebook user. So the Facebook user says, "Two powerful, inspirational women. So lovely listening to you both." So I just want to let you know that people are commenting and are here with us live. So one more thing, can I just, congratulations, by the way, on that. And you will let us know, where you're going from here on, because it's all up in the air. Now, the summit is happening. It's happening today. I found out that it was happening today, but really for everybody else, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What is going to be your role? What is it that you think this is going to do for you and other people? And what advice would you have for anybody who's going into the summit? What it is that they need to focus on the most.
So three huge questions there. So you have to bring me back to a round so I'm going to start with the last one because I remember it. What do you think people should focus on and how to be prepared? Number one, go in with an open mind. Honestly, don't go in with knowing exactly who you are and, having your blinders on and saying, I'm only going to listen to this one speaker. Go in curiosity. Meet these people for the first time, whether you've heard them speak 1,000 times or not, and be open to listening and learning. There is going to be an aha moment that changes your life during this 3 days. I guarantee it for the elite people. There will, if you allow it in. So give yourself permission to be that learner and just from curiosity, fun. And the other little hint is when they ask you to dance and they ask you to play full out, please do it because we're watching.
and that means you may be called out to have a special conversation with either Dean or someone there. So it's really interesting. So for you, the time is very demanding. What have you had to do to prepare for this? I mean, I know it's the biggest event.
The team that puts it on behind the scenes is amazing, magical, honestly. Like, just whenever anybody gets a chance to volunteer in a team like that, just to experience what goes into it is like, wow. So we've only had 2 meetings and they've prepped us on the rules, what to expect, what our roles are, what we can and can't do. And they've been phenomenal. Like, boom, 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 we hear it. What is my prep? Honestly, so I will start tomorrow at 7 a.m. my time. And I won't be done until probably this is live, so please don't quote me on it, but I probably won't be done until at least 9 p.m. tomorrow night. And that will be day after day. Now, that's if I don't want to go onto my own page and tell people about it and comment and answer questions. So it's phenomenal. So you have to be focused. You have to have all your food prepped. You have to have your drinks and your nutrition and many, many essential oils, because the last time I did it, from the jumping around and the playing full out, my legs cramped right out.
Wow.
Thyme essential oil releases all that. So have your stuff ready and handy.
Oh, I wish I had bought my oils before that. And, I'm not, I'm a little skeptic about oils and things, and because I don't know enough about it. So I need to talk to you a lot more about this. Welcome, Sema. Sema's with us, and just want to say hello to her for sure, because she's one of the people who we are following, and she's making great progress. Okay, so we don't know what's going to happen with you on Monday. You're going off and into, you're going to be soaring like that eagle. And so tell me, do you have any kind of advice for somebody who's looking to start their online business? They don't know where to start. They don't know who to trust. That's where I come in. Any advice for that type of person?
Well, I think that I'll leave it with, you have the answers within you.
Yeah.
So always trust your intuition, practice listening, being present, asking yourself empowering questions, and you will get empowering answers. And if somebody doesn't align with you, if things don't quite feel right, trust that, and then just reach out, because when you find the person you're meant to work with, magic happens and you will feel it right in your heart and soul.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Gary just joined us and he says, hi, great presentation, Lucy and Debbie. Excited for your next journey, Debbie. And we are all very excited for your next journey. And so I know that you will keep in touch. Now, what's the easiest way for people or anyone who wants to get in touch with you. I know on the tickler I have HTTPS, and they can get a hold of you that way. What does it say? It says Social Tap, right?
Yeah. So Social Tap is just the same as a Linktree link.
Okay.
And what it does is allows you, when you go to that one, it tells you all the different places you can get a hold of me. And it has a video, it has downloads, it has, sign up, so many different ways. That's the easiest. What I really truly want is every world changer, every person that either empowers others in a certain way, which I think as educators, we're always empowering others. Empowering others in certain ways is come into my free community, which is called Empowering You Community by Debbie Prediger.
Okay.
Now that link will be part of this that's running across the bottom of your screen.
This is what I've got to learn to do, what you've done in the Social Tap, for sure. I just want to let you know that Maria Elena says, yes, Debbie Prediger, you are my next mentor. And big smile.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
And Francis Wright says, yay, amen, amen, amen. So thank you, Debbie, for your time. I know how valuable it is. I'm so thankful that you took the time to be with us today. I'm going to miss you, as part of, but we'll be in touch. We'll be there for one another. And so do you have anything we didn't touch, any final thing that you want to say to the audience?
I think the only thing I'm going to say is that right after this, I'm interviewing Lucy. And you guys, if you think that what you just heard right now is great, like, I hope that I can interview as well as Lucy did. Like, you are so professional. Your mind is just like, boom, you picked up on things and come back and asked me. And it was a fast-paced interview. So well done, Lucy. That's a powerful thing you're doing. Powerful.
Thank you. And so I want to thank you again for your presence, for your soulful presentation, your wisdom, and everything that you bring to us. And also I want to thank all of my listeners. Thank you for participating. We love to have you here. We love that you're participating and are live with us. And we'll see you next week. All right. And say bye for now.
Bye-bye.
See.